So President Obama was formally invited to the Reason rally this year. The Freedom from Religion Foundation sent him a letter, and they said very simply that, hey, you're always at the National Prayer Breakfast, and you just recently visited a mosque, and all that stuff is fine. They have no problem with it whatsoever. In fact, they say that's a good thing. It's inclusive and all this stuff. But now it only makes sense to also maybe reach out to the unaffiliated. I mean, we count too, right? So here's what they said. Quote, such attention from the office of the president would demonstrate that freethinkers, atheists, agnostics, secular humanists, and rationalists are accepted citizens. As you pointed out in your first inaugural address, we are a nation of Christians and Muslims, Jews and Hindus, and non-believers. Okay, so, should he do it? I'll give you an overwhelming fuck yeah. A resounding fuck yeah. Because this is an issue. The issue of anti-atheist bigotry is something that's almost never brought up. And in fact, even bringing it up might make some people scoff at even the idea of it. But you need to realize that there are 7 states in the U.S. where it's still on the law books that an atheist is not allowed to run for office. I mean, now, that is unconstitutional. We know it's unconstitutional. But the fact that it's still on the law books and there hasn't been a movement to maybe we should get those words off the page shows you that there's this general smug dismissal of atheists and agnostics and secularists and unaffiliated people, where the idea is like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, it doesn't count when people are against you because I don't know what's going on in people's minds. Do they have it coming? Hey, those atheists kind of have it coming, or no? I don't think there's any discrimination against you, even though on the state law books in 7 states there it says you can't run for office. Just imagine if that was any other group. If it said, imagine if it said that women can't run. There would be such a national outcry, even though, again, that's unconstitutional at a federal level. The fact the words are still on the page at the state level, people be like, what the fuck is this? It's insanity. If it said erase, people would be like, what the fuck? But when it's atheists, it's just like, I don't know. Nobody's moving. Nobody's saying, hey, let's get rid of this. And also, when you look at polling data, atheists are one of the lowest in terms of people who can win an election. So in other words, people admit to pollsters they're willing to rule out atheists, and they'd say, I'd never vote for an atheist under any circumstance, almost more than any other group. So this is something that's just deeply ignorant. And then other polls show that people sometimes just conflate the idea of atheism with immorality. So in their mind, if you tell them, hey, I'm an atheist or I'm a non-believer, they think like, oh, like what happened? What's wrong with you? You know, or so you're like, so you don't believe in right and wrong? You're immoral. Some people hear that. When you say I'm an atheist, they think you're saying I am immoral, which is crazy because the year is 2016. It's a growing movement, but there's very few advocates out there, and there's very, very few reassurances where, you know, the broader population is stood up to, where people say, hey, you know what? If you might want to not only be inclusive of all the various different people of the different religions and, you know, people of different backgrounds, perhaps you should also throw a bone every once in a while to the unaffiliated, who, again, are about 20% or 23% of the U.S. population. Atheists are a much lower number, but 23% unaffiliated, so not part of an organized religion. That's pretty large, and it's going to keep growing, and it would be nice to have some official recognition and a voice for the downtrodden, which is something that, you know, liberals are supposed to be about, and they should abide by that.